Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. So it's been a while, but we're going to have a look at the latest A500 Mini firmware update. Yeah, it's probably been well over a year, maybe even a lot longer than that since we've had a firmware update for the A500 Mini. But as we approach Christmas, we have finally got an update. So we're going to have a look at the details in this video. And there's also a free game that's been added to the Mini as well, onto the carousel. So that's pretty cool. We'll have a look at that and some of the details of what's involved. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm not going to show you how to actually update your A500 Mini. I've done a few videos on this. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to follow that through. What I'm going to do is look at the details and then I'll update the Mini and we'll see what's happening on there. But let's have a look at the details of this update for December 2023. Okay, so this is the features introduced in version 1.2.1. Now, fingers crossed it doesn't actually break a lot of other things, because I think previous updates obviously broke some things like Pandory, for example. So fingers crossed all those applications will still work. But this update will add an additional game called Time Bandit. And apparently this game was well received back in the day. I think it's a kind of top-down shooter type thing. But I'm not aware of it, not one that I've played before, so that'll be interesting to see what that's actually like. We've got add support for custom controller configurations. We've got corrects the speeds of Amiga 500 WHDLoad games that run too quickly. So that's probably one of the most interesting aspects for me, because we had a lot of games that probably didn't run correctly, which was obviously makes it them unplayable. I remember, I think Barbarian 2 was probably one of them, Bad Dudes, I think there's a few others. So we'll try and have a look at that and see if it has actually made a difference. We've also got allows a second controller to be used with ADF files. Didn't really know that was a problem because I don't really play two-player games as such, but if you've raised that issue, it's hopefully fixed for you here. We've got fixes issue where a USB stick can appear corrupt after removing the A500 Mini, so that's pretty cool. Improves game action translations, not entirely sure what that means, and minor bug fixes. Not entirely sure what all the details are, but to obviously download, you need to download the upgrade here onto your USB stick and then put it into your A500 Mini and then run through the process, which I'll put the details in the description as well. But there's some information on the site here how to actually update that as well if you want to follow through the instructions here. But it's a pretty straightforward process, I think, and there's a list of all the previous changes. Now, it is a bit surprising that they haven't updated the firmware more, because I think if I recall back to the C64 Mini, we got updates probably quite regularly, every few months. We got additional games quite a lot, but the A500 Mini, it seems that they haven't supported it as much as they did the C64 Mini. Fingers crossed, they are obviously working on a lot of other things, going by their timeline that they sort of showed recently. So there's a lot of things in the pipeline for sure. But anyway, let's get the A500 Mini updated. Let's have a look at those changes and see if what this Time Bandits is actually like as well. Let's go. Okay guys, before we get stuck into the new game, I thought we'd have a look at the details. The information on how to actually play the game is on the retrogames.biz website. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to actually have a look at it. In fact, all the sort of carousel games are here, so if you want some of the controls, how to play, all the info is here. And how to actually play, what the controls are, so to speak. So pretty straightforward stuff, I guess. Fire is the A button, and B to exit the actual demo. Also the shoulder buttons are used here as well if you want to use them. It's pretty straightforward. It looks like a top-down shooter. 16 levels. And there's quite a lot of information actually on the game here that should help if you get stuck. And this is what the game actually looks like. It kind of looks like a gauntlet style game. So really looking forward to trying that. Totally new game to me, so I've never played this one before or even heard of it. I guess if you are, or if you had Amiga back in the day, you might have played this before. So really looking forward to trying it. So let's get stuck into the game now. Okay, so this is Time Bandit all the way from 1985, and I'm quite impressed so far. I was actually quite enjoying playing through this. A totally new experience for me, which is pretty cool. And it plays much like a kind of adventure game in the style of Gauntlet, and that's probably the best way I think of describing it. It's pretty cool. A lot of these villages and towns and areas that you visit, usually you have to find a key or multiple keys to try and find your way out, and obviously try and find treasure as you're going. Not really sure what the ultimate goal is of the game, but it is pretty cool. I was enjoying it. There's even a kind of Pac-Man style level in the middle. Not sure what that's all about, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this game. It is a pretty cool addition to the carousel. Very decent indeed. Okay, so that's the new game, a pretty decent game. But what about the game speed? So I've took some footage of Barbarian 2 running just before I done the update. And if you look at this video, as we probably know before, if you've been with this channel and with the A500 Mini from the start, you'll know this game runs extremely fast, way too fast, meaning the game is completely unplayable. Now, we did find some fixes by sort of utilising the text file and changing some of the speeds manually that way, but obviously it's a little bit of a pain to sort of work around. So hopefully this new update will sort out the speed for the different games. Now, I'm not going to look at every single game, that is just not going to happen. Although if there's specific games you want me to look at and check, let me know and I will maybe make a video and compile them into the one. But anyway, let's have a look at Barbarian 2 running on the new firmware update.
Welcome to the Dungeon of Drax. Choose your warrior. Insert disc 2.
So I think it's fairly obvious that the game speed has sorted, and it's obviously playing at the speed it really should be playing at, and thusly the game is completely playable now. Now, I'm not great at this game at all, but I'm certainly better at it now that the game's running at a better speed. I can control the character a little bit better and maybe control the enemies coming at me a little bit too, but this is a good sign. Hopefully that will be the same for a lot of the other games that we had at fast speed as well, but so far, so good. Okay guys, as I said, if there's other games you want me to look at, let me know. Now, I'm not going to go through every detail of the firmware update. If there's something specific you want me to check, let me know and I'll do a further video on that. But what I was wanting to check was if Pandory still worked and still loaded, because on some previous updates it just didn't work at all. But let's have a look at it. And good news is that Pandory 500 still works with the new firmware update. So if you have that set up on your A500 Mini, good news, you can still use it, which is fantastic because there's some great stuff in here, and one of the great things here is like this version of Quake that we have, and it's absolutely brilliant to play through, and I thoroughly enjoy this version. Excellent stuff. Okay guys, that's our brief look at the latest firmware update for the A500 Mini. So far so good. Obviously with Barbarian 2 running at a better speed, that should be a good sign for a lot of other games that were running too fast. So hopefully we won't have to do those workarounds anymore. But if there's any other games you want me to look at, let me know and I'll try and maybe do a compilation video of that. And if there's anything else you want me to look at regarding this firmware update or anything at all regarding the A500 Mini, let me know. I have covered a lot of things over the last couple of years on the A500 Mini, and I've got a playlist if you're interested in going through them. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching our video. We'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.